Well,
Okay,
hello there.
it's we are live. Hello, everybody. Hello, Kaylee. So yeah, Sharon, this is Kaylee. She also has a channel called Woo Woo Wonderment. And Kaylee,
Oh,
if
okay. Yes, I saw that the other day. Her woo woo wonderment.
and
That's
Kaylee, you're not a moderator. Let me make you a moderator so that you can go ahead and put all your information in there. Um, if I can find myself here on this,
so.
so
I'm house sitting right
I
now.
noticed that beautiful house again.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I wish you could
lovely.
properly see the gardens back behind me and then the oceans in front of me.
Oh,
Hi, Nancy Riker, fellow
Moira and Nancy is here. I'm just going and making some people moderators. Let's see, Kaylee, I'm going to make you a moderator.
Oh, cat mama's here. Hello there.
Claudia. All righty. So, Ramon. Hello, Ramon. It just be popped up on my phone right now. So, everybody, thank you for joining us today. And Ramon, I was thinking about you earlier. I was going through my boxes and I was pulling out my old vinyls and I set my Madonnas aside. So on another show, I'm going to pull out and show you on my original Madonnas. He got to sing with Madonna. He was in the audience and she gave him the microphone twice at two different concerts to
Oh,
sing
wow.
with her. So yeah, that was absolutely fabulous. So we have lots in common. So for people who haven't been to one of my this particular news show, it's something for me to kind of, instead of doing love readings or doing money readings, things like that, which are totally fine, completely fine. I want to find something that I could use my background with and who I am, which fits perfectly with today's topic. We're going to talk about authenticity. And so for me, being an artist, I want to do something um, instead of kind of, looking how we can look at life in a creative, using our creative vision, and creativity, again, like I was telling Sharon backstage, doesn't have to mean a paintbrush or a pencil, but everything that we do in life, whether we're looking at issues in our homes, in our daily lives, or looking for
Just gonna go.
creatives.
I have a
Yes,
feeling I'm going to write down a few phrases from today. So I'm just going to grab my notebook. Be
should go
right.
right ahead. This could be used possibly for your book.
Could
So
be.
Sharon's still not quite sure about her book. Hello, Mandy. Mandy Spiritual Tarot and Mystic Oracle Cards. That's a new name, Mandy. Very cool. So while Sharon's doing that, so creativity, we can look at life from all creative, like, companies bring in creativity professionals. How can we creatively make the workforce or the workplace look better? How can we work more creatively together? So creativity just saturates and is so expansive in our daily lives. It's just more. It just goes beyond, just like a artistic point of view. And but with me being an artist, I loved this idea of bringing these two ideas together into a show. And thinking out of the box, I have to give a shout out to my counselor, Kathy. She's been with me for like 7 years and she's more like family, really. And this is always her favorite expression in our groups and in our sessions is like, let's think out of the box. How can we look at things differently? How can we look at things from a totally new perspective, a fresh perspective? Let's push the comfort zone. Let's push our comfort boundaries, and let's see how can we really look and do something maybe differently. And so she was one of the great inspirations for me to be able to put this together. So I see everybody popping in. We have 12 already.
I was saying to Heather backstage that it's interesting that we came up with authenticity. I mean, we only had
Hmm.
time to really talk just these last few minutes, and authenticity popped into my head today. And I'll tell you the experience around that. I'll do that later. But isn't it interesting? It's
Hmm.
authenticity was the word for me today.
And I told Sharon I really wanted to invite her to this particular segment because Sharon has worked with children in the past, and she was a teacher, and still a teacher. Sometimes they try to get her to come back. If I remember correctly, they say, "Don't you want to come back and teach?" And
Oh,
you,
I taught until I was 65. Most people, most
Yeah.
teachers, at least here, will retire at 57, 58, and they have their full pension. They have enough years in. Hey, Jane.
Yep.
See
Going
Pamela.
through and saying hello to everybody. So
Yeah,
Kaylee is here, Moira, Nancy Riker, Claudia's here, Ramon is here, and I think and Mandy is here. Oops. Oh, I'm having problems again with StreamYard. Um, okay, so
there's
Mandy
Pam. I
is
haven't
here,
seen her forever, and I see her twice today.
and let's see if I can get this to work itself out here. We've got Dina. And we have Jane the Seeker. Jane was on earlier with Sharon, and she
Yeah,
had her pretty little,
she was a flower.
little
Yeah,
flower girl. She had a
yeah.
lovely little
From
flower
from
band
the late
on.
60s.
Um, and so yeah, I'm
Flower.
having issues with my mouse. And Moira says, "Oh, I would love to be sitting by the ocean." Me too.
I'm pretty blessed, and I get paid for it. I have these two lovely dogs, Labradoodles, and this little itty bitty cat.
Jane says, "It's my dinner time. I just want to stop by and let you know Sharon's." What? Okay, well, for entertainment purposes only.
I went for a
I
colonoscopy
would,
last week, and I'm clean as a whistle.
yay!
I
It's
mean,
very
it is
important for
good
us
news
as we get
because,
older.
uh,
Yes.
to be serious, I have two.
TMI.
Yes, I have two sisters that had bowel cancer, and a sister-in-law.
Yeah, my
So
auntie
I've
did.
been putting it off for about 10, 15 years doing it. And I also felt there was nothing wrong with me. But anyways, I finally went and I'm clean as a whistle. All that porridge, that oatmeal that I eat for breakfast every morning has done its trick.
Good fiber.
Good
Good
fiber.
fiber diet.
Yep.
So we said hello to everybody, and thank you everybody for joining. Sharon and I, you are so
Hi, Kathy.
appreciated. Hello, Kathy G. Welcome. So,
You
thinking
know that,
create.
Jane, she's such a brat. When we get together, all hell breaks loose.
I don't know if I know Kathy G.
No, I mean, I was talking about Jane.
Oh, Jane. Yeah. Jane has that effect on people.
Yes,
She
absolutely.
knows how to kind of like that angelic Jane. She knows how to,
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I know her better.
we love Jane.
So
I
Jane says, I went to group and a member private messaged me and saying it was good to know.
And Mandy says now she could go
Ooh,
for
I
the
can equal,
porridge.
yeah. I had a lot to it.
Angelic? Well,
Well,
yeah, she channels the angels. She's got
yes.
her angel phone. But you got to
Well,
watch out for those that are all like,
yeah, exactly.
But we love you,
About
Jane.
angelic. I don't know if you know Brenda Tarot. I'm
Oh
reading
yeah.
her actually tomorrow. I'm
Ooh,
thinking
I've
about
been on her channel.
4 o'clock or something, and 4 o'clock Pacific. I'm reading
She's
with
an
her.
amazing reader
Oh, she absolutely is. And
and
anyway,
hairdresser.
I told her what was going on and the results of the test because she really wanted to know. And she said, all of a sudden, she said, I see at least a dozen angels surrounding you and all this bright light. She's It's amazing how bright the light is. And they said they're protecting you.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a nice little community here. I always say, I always pride myself on my chat because I have the best chatters. They're always respectful.
I love
We can
you.
always have difference of opinion, and we can safely. I love being able to create a safe space
Mhm.
in my chats, which for me is very important.
Well,
And
speaking about a safe space, I won't mention that procedure again.
oh,
People might pucker up.
or am I like, ooh,
Woo!
we
You
can't
know
have
what?
a show. We got a
I did
pucker.
not feel a thing. They didn't knock me out, but I did
Okay,
not feel a thing.
bye,
They
Jane. Enjoy your dinner, my dear. And
Yeah,
hello, Allison. Hey, girl. Hey, my girl's here.
yeah,
And Fatima is here. Hello,
yeah.
hello. So, thinking outside of the box, create authenticity. I am going to give the floor over to my wonderful guest and let her share what she was sharing with me backstage. And people, if you got paper and notebooks nearby, I always
Well,
encourage
I don't know
taking
if it's
notes because you
worthy, but
never know what might. Well, this is about getting inspired.
yeah.
So being inspired to think maybe creatively or differently, moving on in different areas of your life. So go ahead, Sharon. Share what you would love with
Oh,
everybody.
well, it's interesting that you decided on the word, the theme authenticity, because it hit me early this morning about that and how it has to do with Oprah. I've told this story a long time ago, but I'll tell it again. Now, this is back in late 2002. Oprah starting in September on 2002, maybe. Anyways, around that time, it doesn't matter. On Tuesdays, Oprah would have Dr. Phil every Tuesday. And then she had another guest that year, Dr. Cheryl Richardson, and on Mondays. And Dr. Cheryl Richardson had written this book called Life Makeover. And it was 52 lessons to make over your life. And there was a lesson for each week of the year. So there were 52 lessons. When it got to the lesson on authenticity, are you living your life authentically? I fell apart. I started to cry. And oh, by the way, I went through this book with a group of women. It was all done online. And back then, you didn't have live chat rooms. Well, you did, but we didn't. That's not how we met. We had a group place where we would put a comment, and then it's kind of like the comment section under the video or your videos. It kind of was like that, where we would respond to each other. So anyways, got to this lesson on authenticity, and I just broke down and cried. And I ended up talking to one of the ladies in the group by phone. I'll get back to that in just a moment. At the end of the year, like Oprah was doing with all North America and whoever was tuning in from other countries in the world. I never got to see Oprah live or at her, broadcast time, because I was teaching and I was at school at 4:00. So it was nice to go through the whole, North America was going through the book week by week with Oprah and Dr. Cheryl Richardson. Well, we couldn't do that. So what we did is we went through it together. And this group of women was, quite diverse, and it was really, really good. Anyways, I ended up talking to this. It was a hard lesson for all of us. Talking to one of the group members, and I said, "Here I am." It would have been 2003, so I was almost, gosh, I was 49, and I said, "I've known since I was 31. I fell in love with my best friend, a woman. I finally realized that I was gay, but I was always already married, pregnant with our first child, and I didn't want to upset our marriage. I didn't have, especially back then, it was not as easy as it is now.
Mm-hmm.
And but I knew that it was on my mind 24/7 that I was living this life that was not authentic. It wasn't me. And actually, it was within that year after reading that book, I sat down with my husband and I told him what was going on for me. And it was interesting because his response was, "Well, could you stay until the girls graduate from high school? Just get a lover." Well, that
Wow. Okay.
wasn't the reaction I was expecting. But anyways, our marriage broke up within 3 or 4 months later. I mean, it started to get to him. I didn't do anything about it. But our marriage broke up for other reasons. It was time, and I was, anyways. So I ended up separating from my husband, and we had the children go back and forth and that sort of thing. And I ended up meeting a woman, Sue, and we ended up getting married. So I was finally at age 49 acknowledging my true self, my authentic self.
Authentic self. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was miserable. I was very, very depressed because I was holding on to this secret. It was like living two lives, because in my mind, I'd see somebody I was attracted to, and I would, try to hide that I was attracted to this person, that kind of thing. So it was really, really, really tough. But I told my husband, we separated. I ended up building another life. And I was meant to do that. I mean, I've had lots of things happen in my life. And that was my first huge step towards authenticity. Oh, and the woman that organized our group, she wrote a letter to the producers of Oprah, and she ended up being interviewed on their celebration show with Dr. Cheryl Richardson, and she was one of the guests they celebrated with. And another woman, there's two women from our group and so my picture was shown on the Oprah show. So it was saying to Heather backstage that it was my,
15 minutes of fame. Yeah.
It was 5 seconds.
And when you said Cheryl Richardson, I was like, that name's familiar. And I went, duh, I have one of her decks, Cheryl Richardson.
Oh, I didn't know she did that.
Yeah, I don't have the original box anymore, but I still have the cards. She collected different artworks, different artists put together a deck, and it's CherylRichardson.com. And this is from 2005.
Okay.
Printed. And so when I was like, wait a minute, Cheryl Richardson, and I went, I have a deck of her cards, and that's why I was
I didn't know she got into that.
She's so cool.
I think she's a psychologist or something.
Yeah.
But anyways, I had to start living my life authentically, or I think I would have, I was so depressed. I don't know what would have happened
Hi,
to me.
Amanda. Hey, Mama Sushi. And there's Nancy, Crohn's Intuition. Thank you, ladies, for joining us.
When you're going against your heart, not necessarily love, but when you're going against what you should be doing, it eats you up inside.
And now after you were able to do that, when you came to terms, and now say terms as in like, but when you were like, okay, this is not who I am. I need to change the way things are. Once you were able to take, because that had been terrifying. So to be able to take that step and say, okay, I have to have my, I'm sure you have your coping skills in place, but you were able to move past that fear. And then once that happened, I bet you were able to face other life's challenges, which with much more, I don't say ease, but you felt more empowered because you were able to creatively look at this and say, okay, how can I approach? And
I did ask Spirit for an opportunity to tell my husband, I promise I will take it. And Spirit did show me a sign one day, and I went for it.
And that's part of people don't realize that that's creative, because our spirit is creation. We are creative. So by spiritually looking at how can I creatively, I don't keep using the word like creatively, but how can I be inspired? And creativity is inspiration. And it was through your spirituality that you found the creative measure of going on saying, okay, angels, how do I do this spiritually? How do I do this? Put that out there, and you manifested.
And then was open enough to receive the sign.
Yeah. And that's amazing. And you're still in touch with him.
Actually,
we're part of your life.
We didn't talk to each other for 11 years, but a snowstorm brought us back together. That's a long story, but no, he's my best friend, and he says the same thing to me. I'm his best friend. And my partner, Lori, she loves him too. Like, she's not at all threatened by him.
And Lori is a life coach, correct? So this is also, now you're with a partner who does the creative, with the life coaching. Yes,
absolutely. And it's
I would love to have her on if she would be,
Yes. And very much spiritually based. She's got such excellent training, and it's ongoing. She's amazing. So I don't think we've, in over a year, we've never had an argument. It's always been a discussion. Like an issue came up, and again, here was me being my authentic self saying, no, I'm not okay with that. And so I came up with what it was that bugged me about what she did. It doesn't matter what it is, but of course it was to do with my past. It's always projection, something that's bugging you is projection of something that's bothered, it's come up in the past and it's still bothering you. Well, what it was around was my husband was very controlling. My ex-wife, very controlling. And I'm Pisces. I kind of go with flow, but I stopped doing that. And talk about authenticity. I'm allowing myself to be myself and speak, find my voice when something bothers me. So, the issue that came up, we were able to talk it out, not get emotional about it or anything like that. I just spoke my truth and she listened because she's trained to do that. And, thank you, Moira. Yeah, so I've come to this place where I've got the right partner, and
Rain says, Spicy's here too, Sharon, finding my
yes,
voice. That's
yes. My life's purpose this time around is to find my voice. And we were just watching a movie the other night. It was with Charlize Theron, who was always she was always my grandmother. Would say to her, she had 5 daughters, and she'd say to her 5 daughters, they're all grown, and say, wish I had a Charlie in the closet. And they're going, what are you talking about, Mom? Well, I wish I had this guy that was in the closet. I pull him out. He's dressed in tails and a top hat. And we go out, we're dressed to the nines. We go out for a lovely dinner. We go dancing and have champagne. And at the end of the evening, I push him back in the closet. So
there you go. That's awesome.
Right? No attachments. So I used to say, well, I want to find my Charlize in the closet. So it's Charlize Theron.
Yeah, she's a beautiful actress. She's a good actress, but she's very, she's very versatile.
She's played these very strong women characters.
Yes.
And so I was we were watching this movie just the other night for me. And I've been struggling with, I don't know, it's supposed to be writing a book, or it's supposed to be on the world stage talking about my life and that sort of thing. And anyways, I've been resisting it. Like, who am I? Like imposter syndrome. And I started to tell Lori that I went to a medium, in the 80s, and it was over something that was happening and currently in my life, and I wanted to see if it was rooted in past lives. Anyway, she told me that I had been burned, as I was always a strong woman who voiced, her truth. I've been stoned. I've been hung. I've been drowned. I've been burnt at the stake.
Yep. And here you are on the world stage, correct, Moira?
I don't see this as the world stage, but maybe this is it. I've just decided to see what happens.
And Sharon, when you were talking, I felt like I needed to shuffle that Cheryl Richardson deck. And as I pulled, I looked down at the word on the card, and you were talking about the book and the imposter syndrome. I'm going to share what I got for you.
What?
Surrender.
Yeah, that's what
Surrender to the process.
Yeah.
Surrender is the key that unlocks the door to grace.
Yeah. So that's
Cheryl Richardson. So just surrender to the process. It will happen as it's supposed to, and just to let it flow and not to second guess yourself.
Yeah.
Then, self-authenticity. You learn how to listen to your intuition. You feel what is right for you. And then when you have that inner knowing, then you surrender to it. And then that way you can say, okay, now how can I move forward? What creative ways can I look at the situation? Or like with your book, how can I creatively get inspired? Maybe just automatic writing a little bit, or
I'm writing down my dreams and getting lots of messages. Notes. I've been doing that for over a year, but I still don't know what this book is going to look like. I'm kind of hung up on that, and what I need to, what comes up for me is the card
surrender.
Yeah, surrender, and just let it happen. Like, I don't have to just live life. It'll come to me. But as we're watching this movie, I'm telling Lori about how many times I've been hung and whatever, burned at the stake. And watching this part of the movie, and there's this character, one of the sub characters, not the main ones, and she was coming under her power, but she didn't really want it. It's about suddenly she was immortal. And the thing is, she didn't want it. She didn't want to be one of these warriors, these spiritual warriors. And then I heard from Spirit saying, you're just like her. You don't want to be on the world stage and use your power because you've been punished in the past and you're afraid.
So you got to cut those energetic, or not necessarily cut, but I like how someone said unplug ones. Just unplug it from you. Just say, I honor and understand my past experiences in this life and in previous lives, and even possibly my future lives, because some people still feel like the future, the past, and the present are always
connected. All here. It's all here at the same time.
Just let that go, and I open myself to,
when you said that chords and unplugging them, I immediately saw one of those like 1930s, 40s telephone operator, and she's putting
plugs. Yep, exactly. Before there was cell phones, you had to call. Hello, okay, plug you in here, plug you in there, and send your call on the way.
Yeah.
So I was shuffling again. I got inspired, and I pulled, and this is really for the collective. I have what is has no bearing on what will be. What does your ideal life look and feel like? And that's where you write. You get your pens, your pencils, and this is for everybody in chat, myself included. Just write down whether it's Sharon's book, letting the words guide you, letting spirit guide you, letting your intuition guide you, and just, again, like surrender, free fall. Just let it go and go with the flow and let that take you. And what does your ideal life look like and feel like?
Yeah, so I'm having
just start writing that down.
Of these thoughts of, oh, I'm an imposter. Who am I to write this book? I don't even know if I'm writing a book. I mean, I'm just letting go of it rather than obsessing about it.
Kaylee said, Sharon, that's what I'm dealing with now too. Have had the exact same past life experiences as you, working through the fear. And she has come a long way. Yes. I mean, Kaylee writes poetry too, and she's actually been on my channel multiple times now where she's able to vocally speak her poems and her feelings and her truth. And she's even shared them with Allison and I as a guest on our channel. So she really has come a long way. We're so proud of you, Kaylee. And make sure, Kaylee and Rain, everybody who has a channel, make sure you put that in the chat so we can all support one another. That's wonderful. So Sharon, the lesson on authenticity, what was the lesson? What did the lesson require that you do?
Well, that huge lesson about speaking my truth and being who I am. What is my authentic self? Rather than hiding, and I was so depressed, I was hiding that part of myself. I came, they say coming out. It's for a reason. I came out like, this is me. And I have to follow this life because I'm going to die otherwise. I'm going to die of depression or suicide or something. So I had to embrace that part of myself. You have that's being authentic, not hiding yourself from the world. And now I'm being hit with it again, is that I can't, being told, you've got to share your gifts, your spiritual gifts with the world. That's being authentic.
So what was the exercise in the book? Was there like a prompt where you?
Oh, I don't remember. I just paralyzed. I mean, it's been over 20 years since I've read that book. But maybe we should get the book. Maybe we should get the book and we could go through it. But But anyways, I couldn't lie to myself anymore, and I couldn't lie to my husband anymore. And look, we've ended up being best friends.
Mm-hmm. So I think a good place to start for all of us is journaling, whether it's just a couple of words here or there. And Holly said, I'm still dealing with exposure, although I've been told over and over again. I think there might be a part 2 coming with that one. Sorry, Holly. But putting yourself out there, for me, I know I felt that imposter syndrome because there are times when I've read with other readers or I've watched other readers' shows.
Oh, yeah.
where I'm like, oh my God, they really know those cards. I wish then I would feel like, well, maybe I shouldn't read those cards because I'm not a, but then it's just like, okay, that's when the stinking thinking, like Kathy likes to say, that
Exactly.
stinking thinking comes in. And it's like, okay, stop. We are all on different levels. We're all bring different, things to the table. We're all different spices in the special sauce of life, so to speak. And so, what would be a creative solution? Well, then maybe pick
I can
one
remember when
particular deck and
I was taking, I had a
practice.
counselor, and yeah, I was journaling at that time. So that's really good. And also, yeah, just talking over with a confidant of your fears, and just you talking about it, or
Mhm.
journaling it, talking about it. Your theme comes out that you're whoever's listening
Hi,
to you
Delphi.
can help you with what themes are coming out. Like, what are the fears behind that's
Hmm.
stopping you
Of
from being
journaling.
authentic
Yep.
self?
Hmm.
Yeah.
And
And
that's why with, oh, go ahead.
well, just right now, holding me back from the world stage. Although, who was it? Is it folk? Somebody said, "Well, you're on this world stage now." I mean, I don't see this
That
as
was Moira. Yeah.
yeah
Hey,
about,
but anybody
but,
can come
but
across
it's
this video. So
yeah,
you
exactly,
technically are. Yeah.
yeah. Um, oh, I'm not afraid of the general community. It's my daughters and the family.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is she worried about? I mean, about coming out, or is she
I
talking
know. I
about
think you're just about talking
rejecting?
her truth. I mean, Holly, whatever you feel free sharing. I think it's just, because I know a lot of people in my family. I'm pretty much the black sheep because people
Yeah, me
think what
too.
I do is like either, it's black magic or it's the devil or it's stupid,
Yeah,
it's silly.
yeah.
What are you? And so, I've had to actually, and talking about authenticity. So this was a decision that I had to make recently because I noticed that when I was posting my shows on Instagram, which would be put also onto Facebook, I started noticing that I wasn't getting as many comments on my Facebook, especially when I did my art, because my art was always featured on Instagram and Facebook. And then when I put the tarot element in there, I wasn't really getting any comments from my fellow artists that I've known over the years,
Mm,
family members,
mm.
people who have been interested in maybe purchasing a piece, suddenly, had decided that they didn't want to. And so for me, it's like, okay, now being my authentic self, I would say, no, screw that. I will continue to put this on my Facebook. But at the same token, I'm like, you know what? I had to make a compromise. And I said, all right, I'm going to do my tarot and advertise on YouTube. And I will leave the Instagram and the Facebook for my art. And those who do know, like I have chatters and fellow readers who I'm friends with on Facebook. Um, I'm not going to eliminate that. That
I
element
have
will
two
still
Facebook
definitely
accounts.
stay with me,
I
but
have
I
two
had
Facebook
to.
accounts. One is for my spiritual stuff, and the other is my
So
personal life.
yeah, so my Instagram and my Facebook will now stay relatively, my art. I'll mention spiritual stuff, but and I leave my YouTube channel, my YouTube stuff on YouTube. So, and we have had more people joining us. Just taking a quick break here. So we had Holly
Anyway,
joined us. We had Delphi Ross. Hello, Delphi. It's good to see you, my dear. Rob Hopton. Hello, Rob. Good to see you. And we had TK. Hugs, TK. Thanks
yeah,
for
hi,
popping in.
TJ. Yeah, I saw her.
Wayne Rich.
Hi,
Holy
Wayne.
cow. Look who's
There's
here.
my buddy Wayne.
How are you, Wayne? Wayne, I rarely see Wayne pop into chat, so it's good to see you, Wayne. Well, in my chat. So, Wayne, it's good to see you. I hope you and Suzanne are doing well. Um, I love Wayne. He's got a very funny sense of humor.
He does.
I especially the nights when we used to have the I can't remember the name of it. Naughty Tarot? No, Naughty. What did the channel
Oh,
that the
you're talking about the channel Lisa and I used to do?
yeah.
Nasty Women
Oh,
Tarot.
nasty women. Okay. So I mean Wayne and Suzanne, all of us used to really cut it up and have a ball. So it's always nice to see Wayne when he pops into chats. Hello. Oh, Susan said hello too. Hello, Susan,
Nice
my
to
dear.
see you.
I
Yeah.
hope you are well.
I should, I'm simulcasting this, so I should go
Yes,
into
I'm
my own.
seeing people coming in. Yes, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
We have 18 people hanging out with us right
All
now.
right. Cool.
So we are at 6:37. Was there anything else that you want to share? Because what I've been wanting to do with this channel as well is if anybody wanted a card on how they can creatively approach life, or how they can just basically, if you would like a creativity reading, or like a thinking outside of the box reading. Like I was pulling that card and that was very collective, um, and yet it could have been, for individual people, but also, like I said, as a collective, because a lot of us, we go through life, you know having to remind ourselves that what was the past stays in the past. It's a lesson, it's a part of who we are. And we take those lessons and we move forward into creating something new in the future. So that's what was inspired to, with that card. Yes, Holly says putting herself out there. And I'm going to go down here a little bit further because I know you would love a reading. Okay, I'll put you on there. Oh boy,
By the way, I have to tell you, since last week when, what?
Dina, she's got sirens are going off. Dina, get up, get under cover. Everybody send
Oh,
protective
just,
energy to Dina.
just,
Sounds like there's a tornado warning. Sirens are going off. So be
yeah.
safe, my dear. Let us know you're okay when you can. Lots of protective light. So I just wanted to put that out there. Go ahead, Sharon.
Well, just this past week when I decided, I was watching that movie and that I was afraid to show my power, afraid to be a powerful woman again.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about this book. It's bugging me. I don't know what the form is and the things I'm obviously supposed to trust. But I was told by Val, actually, just saying, just like I haven't been doing anything on my channel, so now I've started to do that again. And all of a sudden, all these people have asked me for a collaboration. So it's like they were waiting for me to come back. But just as Val said, just follow the crumbs. So that's what I'm doing.
Just making a little banner here for us. Yes, Val is so. You can go to Val with anything.
Yeah.
She is just her insight. Okay, why is this doing this? Okay, hang on, y'all. There we go. Okay. All righty. 11 comments. So, yeah, Val actually purchased two pieces
Waiting.
of artwork for me last year. She was very supportive of my art. She's always has a kind word, always very insightful. Marina did as well. So a lot of the ladies, that's empowering each other. We all have different
Mhm.
gifts. We all have things that we do on our channels, and that's why we really have to fight against that imposter syndrome.
Yep.
Because we're all different, and again, like if you're feel like you may not be as good of a reader as another reader, well, instead of just think to yourself, well, how can I improve my reading? What interests me the most? What one thing can I focus on? And that would be a creative thought, creative solution, and start picking up maybe one book and just start reading that book, studying that book. And then when you get comfortable, you will start to notice that your knowledge, you're gaining that knowledge, feeling more confident, and then you can move on to something else. So,
I mean, I'm taking a tarot course right now. Even though I'm a seasoned tarot reader, I pick up.
that's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm picking up ideas on different spreads, so it's really enjoyable. And
I don't know, Holly, if
teaching,
she's in Ohio. I think she's in Missouri. I could be wrong. There's so many of us all over the country.
yeah,
I didn't want to interrupt. I didn't mean to interrupt. Okay, thank you, Nancy. You're going into lurker mode. Gotcha.
yeah, yeah.
Um, Hello, Sharon. Good to see you. All right, and these are creativity readings for everybody. So this is not like political or health or money kind. This is just how we can maybe approach. See what the cards say. How we can approach um, areas of our life creatively or from a creative perspective. Um, I was inspired to do this by another fellow reader, Abundant Life Tarot. Her name is Kim. She's fabulous. She has her own decks out too. So she inspired me to do something that inspired me to do this. So
Yeah, I'm as I said, I'm writing down my dreams, and I've had some fascinating lessons from those dreams, and a lot of it's from uh, events in my this life's past, like why that happened and what I learned from it. I've had lots of lessons in this lifetime.
oh my goodness, haven't we all?
Yeah, absolutely.
And those lessons is what makes us who we are, because we were here to learn those lessons. So we're
Mhm.
actually in fact doing what we were supposed. I mean, maybe we might have taken a step that we weren't meant to, because I know going down a rabbit hole with the whole free will and free and those contract things. But there are times when we go off the path, or someone makes kind of has us go off the path, and then
Yeah.
we still have that ability, like that card said, to say, okay, this is what I learned, this is what I experienced, and moving forward with that. And Allison, oh, hello, Bernie girl, good to see you. Thank you for being here. And Allison said, Val is amazing, love her, wonderful mom energy. I'm planning on taking her mediumship series class in June. Very cool.
Is
Yes,
this
Val
is
has
this the
classes.
Allison? Is this the Allison that was one of the sisters?
Yes, this is one
Okay,
of my sisters.
hi, Allison.
Yeah,
Nice to meet you.
Allison, Sharon, and I used to be a part of the sisterhood of the Mystic Tarot.
Well, I still am.
Well, Sharon still is, but
Yeah,
Allison and I, we were all together at one
exactly.
point together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
So I'm just looking up because chat is jumping, making sure I didn't miss anybody. Wayne said, I can't write down my dreams. They would fill the Library of Congress. Well,
Yeah.
that's wow.
Do
Well,
you know,
maybe just pick certain ones that really resonate with you, Wayne, that spiritually, like for me, I have so many, I can't
I don't remember
necessarily
them every night.
remember them every night. So
Yeah.
what I ask spirit is that before I go to bed, help me remember the ones that are most important, whether it's a snapshot, an emotion, or a feeling, a word, whatever. And so I know that's what I need to focus on for that day.
Okay, so this is what are we reading for somebody?
Yes, I took it down because I was putting up Wayne's comments. So we are reading for Holly.
So this is a creative reading?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, I do downright remember. Very cool, Wayne.
You know, a couple of weeks ago, Lori, my partner, said she when we awoke in the morning, she said, I didn't wake you up, but you were speaking some sort of alien language. That's what it sounded like to her. And I went, oh.
Ooh. All right, to open up our creativity, Holly, I have, and everybody saw me shuffle. I'm going to put myself on the,
Oh, didn't it
again,
come up again?
I got this card again. So I think this is going to be like the collective message for the show today and for everybody. Just that reminder of just surrender, let go of the past, and just free fall into your future. Go with the flow and just focus on what you want to do moving forward with your life. Our past does not define our future. I also got for you, Holly, your true tribe can't show up until you do. How can you show more of the real you? Again, authenticity.
Yes.
So, when for creativity, so tapping into what you feel is authentic to you creatively, whether this is through the creative arts or how you want to approach situations in your life. It is something that you need to feel resonates the most with you. Um, and when you do that, you will end up attracting, other people who are on that same energetic wavelength and pattern that you are. And that inspires you more to do and get more creative and start looking at different ways of thinking outside of the box on how to handle life's challenges as they come up. And the last card I have for you, ooh, get your dance on, girl. To receive, you must release. What can you let go of? What do you want to receive? So again, what needs to be released so that in its place something really good takes, fills that space. Excuse me. And I just love the artwork in this. So sometimes for us, this could be a sign right here, like the two girls, maybe going to a dance class. Sometimes people, when they do intuitive dance, or they go to the freestyle dance, or even if it's Zumba or something where you're moving your body, you're sweating, you're releasing your serotonin, and just connecting with your body, your heartbeat, with the music, helping you connect to spirit, helping connect to your higher self. And for a lot of people, that's that sacred dance that gets us and helps us open up and helps our vision to see what we can do moving forward with whatever is going on in our life. Yep, that's right, Rob. Keep on dancing. Shake your groove thing, shake your groove thing. Come on. So, yep, keep doing that, girl. And I'm going to give you over to Sharon. Let's see what Sharon's got for you.
Okay, so the message, here's the energy of the reading, and here's the Page of Cups. And what I got from this is that you've got to continue just going with the flow. See how calm this water is. And yeah, I saw that comment.
Mm-hmm.
And that if you just, gently paddle through life, here's the fish in the cup, the surprising things will pop right in front of you. Creative things. You've done a lot of work. As you said, you're a 9. You're a number 9 this lifetime. You feel like you're at the end. Yeah, you've done a lot of work, and it's been a lot of work. It's been hard to stay in your truth. Here's the King of Swords, and that, the swords is all about ideas and truth. And it's been hard. It's been hard staying on the path. Which way should I go? What should I do? In fact, as you said, you're feeling weary. You're kind of tired of it. You're number 9 and you kind of don't want to come back. You miss home, as you said. And I think you're really battling against the institutions, whether it's religion or government or whatever. You're tired of the 3D world and all the restrictions that are there. But if you stay in your heart, here's the Queen of Hearts. Remember to stay balanced and stay in your heart, and that will guide you through. And as Heather said, you will find your tribe. They'll come in.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to stay in that heart energy and continue to share your gifts, the High Priestess.
Oh, that's
so
beautiful.
The message is just go with the flow. You've
Mm-hmm.
worked hard, but you don't have to work that hard. Just flow, and your tribe will show up.
Holly said, I'm assuming she's referring to the dancing. She does that while she's gardening.
Yeah, I do. I do when I do housework. I pump the tunes.
And she says, "Thank you, Sharon."
You're welcome.
And Harley says, "Now you got dancing." I was doing that today because what a lot of people don't know is, a lot of people know the issues I have in my building where I live. Well, somebody decided that they were going to try to break the glass down. The whole door got shattered. Someone trying to bust in the doors to get into our building. And so with everything going on today, I got up and said, I'm putting on an 80s playlist. I'm going to clean the room. And I was dancing. I was singing. And within a few minutes, my mood was elevated. I felt good. I was just, I was in the moment. I needed to be present. And yeah, dancing and music is wonderful. It really is.
I pulled a card. This is a very badly drawn magnifying glass, and what I got was it's all in the small things, the small gifts. Don't forget to look around you and see the small things.
Mm-hmm. It is. Music is amazing, most definitely. Thank you, Sherry.
It's from the best music era in the 70s. The what do you call it? The analog sound system is. I went back to it. The digital is so tinny.
And I'm waiting for the 8 tracks to come back.
No, I didn't like them, but
those
yeah,
are fun though. Those are
vinyl, playing vinyl.
Yeah. And Rob says, love the positivity. Such a great feeling you all bring. Well, thank you, Rob. That means a lot to hear that. Sharon, I appreciate that. And so do our fellow chatters. Like I was saying earlier, um, for me, chat is a safe space for all of us. And people know I don't put up with shenanigans. Yes, Holly, Aretha Franklin.
Yes.
R-E-S-B-E-C-T.
I know. I used to put that on for my kids. This will be back in 2003 to 2004. I was teaching a grade 2, 3 class, and they were doing the printing. And I said, when you get to the end of the printing, I played, blasting Aretha Franklin. When you get to the end of the line, stand up and start singing, or stand up when she starts to spell out R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Yeah, you get up and sing. They loved it. I mean, see, I was making a really dull, activity fun.
Yep, that was the first song I ever sang in public at when karaoke was first coming out back when I was in my mid-20s or so, or a little bit younger. And I wanted to sing one of the Go-Go songs, but somebody just before me picked the Go-Go's, and so I decided to pick Aretha Franklin with respect. And I had a blast doing that on the stage in front of people. It was great. And Wayne said 8-track with a matchbook under it to make it work. Oh my God, Wayne, that's too funny. And Rob says the stylistics, yes. And so we're actually reading for Rob. So Rob is up next.
Hey, so something creative for him.
Yeah, creative reading.
Creative reading for Rob. Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, I got the same card. Oh.
Wow. Okay, Rob. So I'm going to pull the bottom. Unless Sharon, were you ready to go first, or can I go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, okay, I like my guest going first. So there you
go. Okay. This is interesting. I got similar cards for somebody else today. The energy of the reading is the 8 of Wands. I think there's a lot of messages coming at you, like what should I do, that kind of thing. And I think it's really clouding up your head. It's just too much hitting you.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to be quiet so you can kind of weed out the chaff, right? The first card is the Ace of Swords, and one of the meanings is a breakthrough. I think you're going to be making a breakthrough about your truth. Okay, staying in your truth, and that's. But in order to make that breakthrough, you got to let go of some habits and negative thoughts and ideas you have about yourself that we all have. I have this too, like the imposter syndrome, and who am I to for example, who am I to write a book? Who am I to get up on the world stage? I'm just me. I'm just Sharon. Like, we have to get rid of that kind of limiting thinking. And maybe there's some habits or something where maybe you're not taking care of yourself, or you need to do more healthy things to be able to get in touch with spirit. Because otherwise, it doesn't work. Okay, you're going to be left out in the cold. But you are the emperor. We have to know that we are the emperor. We are the architect of our own lives. We create our own lives. You are the benevolent emperor, and you can make things happen. You have to get rid of the stinking thinking. And you are connected to the divine, to spirit. So, yes, that's right, Holly. So many of us are struggling with this new earth. Yeah, absolutely. So you've got to be in touch with spirit, but you have to, again, wrestle those thoughts. If you get a negative thought in your head, just let it go. Don't hang on to it. And don't beat yourself up. Oh, you're so silly. You're so negative about yourself, a negative talk. No, just let it go. And that way you'll have much more balance in your life, especially if you're spending quiet time, going out in nature, meditating, sitting by a river and just enjoying, the energy from a brook or a river is wonderful, or the ocean.
I love the river. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. And, we all have this, there's this stinking thinking, the Five of Wands, which Lena Rodriguez, who was at one time my tarot teacher, Lena from Tarot Down Under, she and Sienna created this deck. She calls this the RG Bargy card. Well, this is all those, thoughts that are going whirling around in your head, getting nowhere. But if you're able to, self-care, be quiet, spend time in nature, do all the things that's going to help you commune with spirit, you will be victorious. You will be able to do the creative things you'd like to do. But this is a message for all of us, that we are tied to
Mhm.
beliefs about ourselves that leaves us out in the cold.
All right. Thank you, Sharon.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, following with Sharon, the overall underneath energy for the reading is I got temptation. Here, let me move my little mouse.
Oh, well, that's temptation too.
Yes, so I'm using Colette Reed's The Good Tarot because she's very much about DBT, CBT skills and looking at the tarot and her oracle cards from kind of like a life coaching perspective. How can we, move forward with our lives? How can we, have readings and learn and understand about energies that happen naturally in our lives without the kind of like in her words, without the scary images. So for me, the temptation would be like the devil card. So making sure that you don't fall into the temptation of that negativity, of that self doubt, or feeling that like that lack of confidence. I mean, we all go through those
Yeah, we all do.
moments with
Message for
lack
us.
of confidence, but not to fall prey to that, because when we are able to control that and not fall into that stinking thinking, um, I got wonderful cards, Rob. I got the Three of Water, which is the Three of Cups, and that's that emotional celebration, celebrating with others, but also really celebrate with yourself. So with this creative, just going in intuitively, listen to your intuition. What is it telling you? Creatively guiding you to do. Paying attention to your emotions, and it's coming out faster than I can say it properly. Are you express how are you expressing them? Are you celebrating them? Um, Enjoy those moments where it just flows. For me, it's feeling like you have a lot of intuition. It's that divine connection you have to your higher self, to the divine feminine part of yourself. Those beautiful pearls of wisdom that she's carrying. Let that inspire you. I'm going to go and I'll skip the middle card. I'm going to go to the end because you got another three, which is the Three of Fire, which is the Three of Wands. So, again, expansion. This is about taking whatever inspires you creatively and just going with it. Trust in it. She's in her boat. She's moving forward. She's exploring the great expanse of what creatively your inspiration, your intuition can guide you. And in the middle, I have the Page of Air, which would be the Page of Swords. Some of those big, beautiful wings. To spread those wings open your arms, receive again, connect with spirit. And she likes to put a lot of like affirmations with her cards. And for the Page of Air, I wanted to share um, one with you. It says here, if I explore this way of thinking, what can I learn? So when that stinking thinking comes up, don't immediately get upset with yourself. Sit down, write what it is that you're feeling, acknowledge those feelings, honor those feelings, and say, okay, this is what this represents, but now this is what I want to do moving forward, and explore. And when you do, all this opens right up for you, Rob. So beautiful cards. Thank you for letting Sharon and I read for you. And let me put that there. Hello, Dean James. Welcome. You're a new face. Rob says, I will do. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Um, yes, the cards, like we always say, the cards don't lie. The messages that are meant to come through, comes through. Um, so let me.
And particularly today, all these readings that we can all take something from them. Like,
Mhm.
you know,
Mini readings are all collective, yes, as
yeah,
well.
yeah. You know, like, I mean, I still have those negative thoughts that come in and I have to go, okay, no, 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 stay on track.
Yep, keep moving forward,
And
Rob.
there's
And when
bad
those
days when, you know, just don't beat yourself up.
and Rob, continue to move forward, my friend. And when those stinking thinking thoughts come in, just sit there, acknowledge them, honor them, say, I understand where you're coming from. I respect that, but no, this is what we are going to do. We're going to go into
Could also
expansion.
be it could also be negative, like habits that you're doing.
Bye, Wayne.
It could be negative habits that you're doing that's not in your best interest. Let go of them too.
Yes. And really quick, I wanted to share something. Dina said she actually took several telegrams from Aretha when she worked at Western Union.
Cool.
That's cool. At
That's
a
very
brush
cool.
with greatness, music greatness. So let me just go through here and unstart everybody that we've already read for. And Bernie girl, you are new to me, so let's do you next. So Wayne's having time for tea and ice cream. Oh, have a couple of scoops of ice cream for me, Wayne. Well, a couple of spoonfuls for me. I mean, that would be just divine. So Bernie girl, I'm being called to this deck. Actually, two decks. Let's see. Rob says, more lack of belief I have for myself. Going for walks in nature is what I should do. It's beautiful because we are nature. We need to reconnect with that energy, the electromagnetic energy that's that natural part of the earth, which is in us. That's why a lot of people swear by those grounding mats and going out into nature and just putting your feet onto the earth and reconnect with that energy that we're supposed to be connected to for our health and our well-being, because we're part of the earth. We live here. Everything that we need as humans is on this planet. So nature, perfect medicine. And I'm going to put Sharon on the big screen there for
Right.
Bernie. And
I'm wondering, Bernie, are you thinking of moving? You wanting to move from your current place? Are you here?
I think Bernie girl's still here. I should have probably asked.
Yeah.
Bernie girl, I know chat's been jumping.
This could be taken a couple of ways.
Yep, she's here.
She says, no, my kids
My
are here.
kids
Okay.
are here.
All right. Well, that explains why I took it another
Oh, I
way.
see.
Okay. Now these are my own cards. They're like my Cash
Hi,
Peters
Jeff.
cards. They're hand
Oh
drawn.
yeah, cash is fun. Yeah, go for
Yeah,
it.
yeah. These are my own Cash Peter cards. Okay, you like where you are. Okay, well, I know what this means, actually. It's not a physical moving. But the energy is you're restricting yourself. You're holding yourself back. You put yourself in a personal jail, but you can get out. You got your home. There's the sun. It feels great, but you're stagnant. And you need to move on. Okay, there's some thoughts, or you need to, they're that creativity, you need to move on, you need to go for it. Staying in the stagnant life and putting yourself in jail spiritually or creativity is okay. Here's the death card. This means, okay, the end of this, you're going to find the end of that kind of life where you're just satisfied with the status quo. And it's about it's about your spirituality and your creativity, and you're feeling like you need to, spirit is pushing you to get out of this stagnant place you're in creatively, because you are the star. It does take patience, though. What your path is, patience, and you've got to get out of your head. Here's that. Here we're talking about the stinking thinking. There's the black box full of negative thoughts and ideas about yourself. You're supposed to shed those. There's my fall card. You need to shed those and do the right thing by you, coming from the heart. You got to
Beautiful.
do the right thing for you, not stay in this stagnant place. Although this is the place that, the three, the white picket fence and, that kind of stuff, and the house and raising your family, but you're wanting more than that. You're looking towards the sun there, and that's why you want to move on spiritually. It doesn't mean you're going to move. But you got to do the right thing by you. You got to be true to yourself. But you're worried. You have fears, as we all do. That's what keeps us back. That's why this is the restriction here. That's what keeps us back. But if you shed those worries and those burdens, um, you're going to find your spiritual path. There's the sun, the most positive card in the deck. We all do this. This is a message for all of us. We hold ourselves back when we can shine our light for the world. So that's what I'm getting. She says, I do want to move on spiritually. Okay, that's definitely the message. But you're afraid. I mean, you're holding yourself back. I mean, I'm doing the same thing. I'm trying to move on.
Okay. I think a lot of us, especially these days and times, it's kind of
Yeah,
hard not to, you
yeah.
know. So, Birdie girl, I'm going to go with the one card from the Cheryl Richardson deck. I felt like I wanted to pull from you, and I just love some of the artists that are in this deck. Is that not beautiful? And the card's
Oh,
called Affection, and it says here, to love yourself. You are the ultimate act of creation, of creativity, fashioned by the hands of the divine artist. So we are all creations of whatever our higher power is that we see it, him, her. Um, we're all a part of that creativity, and because we are connected and we are of God's source, you have the Midas touch. The energy is in our hands. Everything that we do, we can turn it into something that is beautiful, that inspires us, that inspires others. It says here, things are working out in your favor. And at the bottom, it's a little small, so I'll read it. In what ways are you abundant right now? So with these cards, and I love this deck. I'm just going to share the name of it really quick because I haven't used them in a while. It is the Unshakable Inner Peace Oracle deck, and that is by Shannon Kaiser. So these are all great cards for doing prompts in journals. So the question is, in what ways are you abundant right now? So looking at making a gratitude list when we get into those moments where we feel that we are lacking or we don't know where to go or we feel like we have no motivation or energy or can't see out of something. Remember, we have the power in our hands. It's kind of like the magician card too. All the power that we need for healing, for creation, changing our lives is all within our hands. Next card I have is Out of the Woods. You've made it through. So whatever you've been going through life, whether it's recent past or now, I saw you said something with spirituality. It's coming, girl, because it says what newness is emerging. And if you're working on your spirituality, what is emerging? Your spiritual studies, connecting with again your spirituality, what you believe in is your higher power, your guides, your angels, whatever it is that you believe in spiritually, you're tapping into that. And I love that beautiful little halo because that halo again represents our connection to divine source of which we are a part of. And the last card I have for you is you heal by releasing, not suppressing. What emotions do you need to feel? Like with Rob's reading, when those emotions come up that, make us uncomfortable or we that hurt us or we feel like is holding us back. We go within that beautiful Lambeth. We go within and then we can journal. What emotions do you need to feel so that when we feel them, we acknowledge them, we honor them, we let them go, and we re-emerge out of that personal Lambeth, like the Hermit card. After we go in and have that self-reflection, we come out and we move forward. So that is what I have for you, my dear. I hope that resonated. And thank you for letting Sharon and I read for you. I put everyone first, trying to make sure everyone is good. Well, now we got to kind of start bringing that back for us, going within and saying, okay, what do I need? What do I need to replenish? What can I do to get myself excited about life? How can I express? Is it through dance? Is it through maybe poetry, journaling, crocheting, whatever form of creativity, that even baking cakes, decorating cakes, anything that you could think of that we do, we can add a creative flair to it. So start focusing on what makes you happy and what brings you joy, and makes your heart sing, and move forward with that. And Bernie Girl, thank you both. This really helped. That's good to
Well, you're
hear.
welcome.
Thank you, my dear.
Yes, that's your I know when we're so busy with family and everything, it's hard to remember our spiritual
Hmm.
self.
You
To
need to do you, boo.
our
Yep.
heart. So yeah.
Yep. Just like you said.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I just love these readings, Sharon. We get beautiful messages as always.
Yes, yes. I love reading with you.
So Sharon, are you still here? Let us know. Next will be after Sharon will be Dina, and then Dean James asked if we had time for him, and I said, of course we do. So, Sharon, and then Dina, and then Dean. So, Sharon, are you still here? O'Brien. I'm just going to take a quick sip here and see if she answers. And if not, then we'll just move to Dina, because I know Dina's here. That's Shaw Woman.
Okay.
So I think we're going to go ahead with Shaw Woman, with Dina. Hi, Sheridan. I will add you. I don't know if we will have time. Okay, Sharon. Well, we had called. You didn't respond. We waited a few moments, so we're going to go ahead and read for Dina, but we'll read for you after.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so Dina, they're telling me to go for the unshakable. This is a big name. Unshakable inner peace cards. Alrighty. Oh, okay. That just flew right out the deck. Okay, so let's see what else we get here. I'm told to pick from a couple decks for you, Dina. So I'm going to. Hello, Bora. Hello, Janet. Boy, we got a lot of Sherry's here. We got Sharon reading with me. We got Sharon O'Brien and Sheridan. She says her name is also Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
So let me just put Shaw Woman back up there. Lurking and listening. That's fine. That's awesome. And let me put Sharon in the big seat. There you go. I gotta find a different word than the big seat. That sounds like I'm putting someone in a baby booster.
The hot seat. The hot seat. Ooh.
The hot seat. There we go.
Okay. So sorry, what's her name?
Dina.
Dina. Okay, Dina. I got this for the energy of the reading. I got this again. And for me, it's, okay, not being afraid to just go with the flow, slow down, paddle through life slowly and easily. And it'll be surprising what you come across here. Sorry, I've got a cut on my finger. Here's the fish in the cup. Something surprising you think will just pop up if you just are going slowly enough to see it, to see the signs. But you can't be, we're in this hectic world, and it seems like time is going faster and the world is going faster and the world is crazy. Slow down. Just go with the flow. So that's the energy of the reading. Yeah, I think you're at a crossroads here. There's things you want to do. There's places you want to see. There's things you want to do, and it's about, like, the world is your oyster, and also wands are creativity. So Yeah, you can, yeah, make plans about how you can be creative. What do you want to do? Be true to yourself. Because, the world is beating you up. It's hard being in this world these days, but you can do it. You can do it. You are the star. And that really, that life where we're full of doubts and stinking thinking and everything's rushing by us and we can't seem to catch our breath, well, that's going to stop, because it's time for a different way of doing things. And this is for all of us. We've got to do it differently. We've got to slow down, breathe, listen to spirit, listen to your heart. Is this good for you? Is this what make your heart sing? And I don't mean that you won't come up against challenges and that sort of thing. If it's the right thing, you're going to, you'll get through it. So it got the Knight of Cups. Again, there's that water, and look at him going through life.
Persevere, she said. Yep.
Yeah, persevere. That's right. We are our own worst enemy. We steal our peace of mind and our contentment and our peacefulness. We are the worst at doing that because of our thoughts and beliefs about ourselves. We can really, really, stay in our head and worry about everything. And focusing on the loss when you're not, see, there's 3 cups that are spilled over, there's 2 behind you that you're not even seeing. And I'm talking, it's not just a reading for you, it's for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to leave those limiting thoughts behind you, even like the past. Like, okay, I mean, if you need professional help to help you navigate through stuff that's happened in your life, then do that. But also self-care, self-love. Try to get rid of those self-limiting thoughts and beliefs. And if you can do that, you will be victorious in your spiritual path. And there's the 10 of Pentacles, your legacy, your happy family, what you want to leave behind.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Thank you, Sharon.
You're welcome.
Really quick. Now, Sheridan and Queen, I don't know if we will have time, but I did add you ladies to the list. So if we have enough time and Sharon and I have enough energy,
Yeah.
we will get to you guys, or we could always do a collective at the end. So we'll see how things go. But thank you for joining us. This is nice to have all these new people in chat. So Dina says, nice. Thank you, Sharon.
You're welcome.
Yes. So, Dina, I got this card for the first time with any of the readings that I've done with this deck. It's in a beautiful card. It's don't run from the darkness, embrace your shadow side. And the prompt for writing the question is, what aspect of yourself have you been afraid to look at or address? So, in terms of creativity, once we do this, once we start looking at our shadow self and welcoming what our shadow self teaches us and embracing what it teaches us, it opens our eyes in ways of creatively looking forward in ways to take better care of ourselves. I know with you, health has been on your plate for a while. So creatively, and I know you're already doing this, you are, going to your doctors regularly, you're attempting to quit smoking. And what's really beautiful too is that you've been picking up your guitar. How creative musically. That is major. So for you, creatively helping you get through these moments, you can use your guitar, play your songs, play your music, feel the music, connect with your shadow sides and those feelings that you feel, and allow that to not just connect with the shadow side of yours, but allow that music to connect with the light side of yourself. And when you do, my girl, look at this 10 of water, which is 10 of cups. You'd be the happy Buddha. And this is like one of my favorite cards out of her deck. And there is a line in her book that I want to share with you. And it says, I celebrate myself and all who traveled the road with me, and I feel grateful to spirit for being my own companion always. So, again, accepting who we are, where we're at in life, and again, tapping into that musical part two of yourself that brings you joy and pleasure. And the last card is from Cheryl, and it's anticipation. Anticipation is making me wait. So I might change my channel to the singing tarot reader. I don't know, but anywho, Dina, yeah, we should like do a video or something. Dina, you playing the guitar and me singing. I think that'll be fun. So anticipation, expect the best instead of always being in that negative, that stinking thinking. When those thoughts come up, even though times are rough, just say, okay, I understand this is what's going on right now, but I need to set you aside because I have something positive I need to be more focused on. The world is working in your favor. And look how she's tending to this beautiful blossom, nurturing it, taking care of it. Let nature, let your friends, let yourself tend to your beautiful flower. And that's what I have for you, my dear. And I saw Bora said the color looks lovely on you, Sharon. That pink. So, all righty. Thank you, Dina, my dear. Wait a minute. She goes, there you. Oops, it's not working again. There we. Nope. Okay, it's weird. Sometimes with my mouse and with StreamYard, if I want to highlight a comment, that's already above one that I've already highlighted below it, it won't let me. So, Dina, I see that. There you go. Let's talk. That will be fun. Because I have a drum. I have a couple drums. So, Sharon, are you here, my dear? You are next. Yep, Carly Simon. You got it. So there may be a time lag, so I'm just going to go ahead and cards for Sharon. Oh, look who just joined us. What's up, Stash Man? How's it going?
Hi, Gerald.
I call him the Stash Man.
Yep.
Oh, I hope Sharon O'Brien is here. I love that last name, O'Brien. So Irish. I love it. Okay. He says, I'm great. Well, I think that's great. Thanks for popping in and joining us. Sharon is still shuffling. So Sharon O'Brien.
Yeah,
the overall energy for your reading is imagination. I'm all pulling from Cheryl Richardson. And it says here, life's difficulties are a call to consciousness, a grace-inspired event that challenges us to reach beyond limited thinking. So it seems like we are getting messages of the stinking thinking today. And you know what?
What holds us back.
Yep. But we can't beat ourselves up either because it's human to have these. We're here
Absolutely
having these experiences. So, Sharon, I also got patience for you. Trust in divine timing. Your future holds something far greater than your past. Again, what's in the past is the past, and we're all now needing to look forward and moving forward, but also learning how to be present in the moment as well. I have illumination. Believe in the power of grace. When we least expect it, a new door will open and the light of grace will illuminate our next step. So trust in that. Trust in, and put that in spirit and your guides and your higher self. That every morning, a lot of times I was taught a great affirmation of spirit, guide me on the path I'm supposed to take today, or guide me to what I need to do today. However you want to word that. And the last one I have is soul. Practice good soul care. The quality of our outer life is always dependent on the quality of care we give to our soul. So making time that we're taking good care of ourselves, We're nurturing every aspect of ourselves, our physical, emotional, our mental, and our spiritual selves as well. So that's what I have for you. I don't see her in chat, but I'm going to, if she pops in, we'll just let her know what time her reading was. And I'm going to give you over to Sharon.
Okay, so Sharon, the energy of the reading is, it says giving and receiving, but see how she's opening up to receive from spirit? But also she is in the position of giving energy to others. So we have to be open and trust. The first card is good juju. So
I'll take that.
You've got some good energy around you. You're awakening, and this reading is for all of us. Again, it's about awakening, especially the women's energy. We're giving birth to new ideas, but awakening. You're definitely with your creativity. You need to be open to what spirit is telling you, because you are awakening, to allow that awakening to occur. Now, here's Aunt Nancy. This is betrayal. These are things in the past of people that have done you wrong, or situations that were not good for you, but they're in the past, and you have to let go of them, because it's causing you resistance to getting that energy of receiving and giving. Okay, it's causing resistance to dwell on past things. Again, I say, if you need professional help, go and do that. But that's often we are held back by things that have happened in our past, beliefs that we formed about ourselves that are mistaken beliefs. We really are trying to feel safe, and sometimes we stay in the past to feel safe, and not, we would get into a cocoon and we don't venture forward. Sometimes that place can get too comfortable. Sharon, you're in for a radical rebirth. Look at the look on her face. And she's got the two lions there. And was it a lion and a tiger? I think so. Yeah. It's time to leave that safe place of the womb and your spiritual rebirth. And you are worthy of it. You are worthy to shine your light for the world. And this is what hangs up all of us. If you have things from the past that you need to get mad about, express rage, do that. I was just talking to somebody yesterday that said when their wife left them, and he went on the beach, and he just screamed at the world, and he said it helped him.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of it, is you're open to that rebirth. You'll have celestial alignment. You'll be open to the messages of spirit, and open to the messages of what your path is and what projects you're supposed to be doing as far as creation, being creative.
And that's what she has to say, and she's sticking to it.
Yep.
Yeah, right. Sharon didn't come back. So if she pops in, we'll just let her know.
I feel like I have maybe two more in my.
Okay, so let's see. We have Dean and let's read on Dean, and then we can do a collective, and then that could cover for Sheridan and for Queen.
I didn't sleep at all last night. I don't know what that was about, but I didn't sleep. I'm crashed.
Okay, we'll make we can do Dean, and then we'll pull like a card or two for the collective. Thank you, everybody, and those who didn't get a reading today. I think there may be other shows tonight. Please check those out. Maybe they can get your question. Or if you'd like to come back to Sharon's channel or mine on one of our shows, we'll be happy to put you on our list. And I would make sure that you guys would be able to be at the top for those. Yeah. So Dean is
up to my channel. It's Strawberry-Rhubarb Tarot.
Yeah, if one of my moderators could please put that in there.
Yes, we did your reading, Sharon.
Sharon, we just did your reading.
Just did it.
So, Dean, I went ahead already pulled cards for you. And so, Dean, for me, the main energy of this reading is your King of Air. So I feel this is very much you. And I just love this King of Air. Air is swords, and that's, where it's the realm of the birds, the eagles, the hawks, the animals that can fly high above, connect close to Great Spirit and be able to look down and see things from a different perspective. So for me with this reading, your creativity, your power of creation lies within your perception. You see things, you look at things and like, okay, how can I creatively move through and go from point A to point B, point B to point C. You're very intellectual, you're very observant. It says here also, reason over instinct. And I'm looking at the other two cards here, and it feels like there's a balance going on with that. But there are affirmations for the King of Air. And the one that I'm being drawn to give to you is, do I see how the foundations of the past affect the present and the future? So, again, even though we're looking at the past and trying to kind of see how they will affect the future, that's important, yes. But I think really being present in the moment is the focus, because if you really think about it, the present is always the future and the present is always part of the past. So they're all kind of like connecting together, they all commingle together. And so we are right now just being present, seeing how we move forward using that instinct, that intellect. Um, Now, the cards that are surrounding it, I have the Two of Earth, and I think this is something that it's about balancing. So she is balancing her options. She's balancing finances. She's balancing security. She's balancing possibly material things. What is more important? What can I let go of? And again, this is where the instinct comes in, the intellect, that keen eye that you have from being able to have that perspective, and just kind of trying to figure out, okay, which one is more important? How do I balance my life right now? I don't know if there's anything that's going on currently that kind of has you feeling like you're a little topsy turvy, but you have that creative ability to be able to look at a situation from a higher perspective and to be able to create a plan of action. That was one of the words I was looking for. And when you do, I also got this beautiful Nine of Water, which is the Nine of Cups, which is about emotional happiness, overflowing success, just really happy emotionally, financially, just feeling extremely grateful, like she did. Like she found her chest and there's that beautiful diamond that's in front of her. So kind of looking at like life, look at that diamond, look at the different facets of your life. Use that higher perspective that you have and look into that beautiful diamond. Appreciate all the beautiful things that you have going on and allowing that to creatively guide you into balancing what you want to do moving forward in your life. But again, moving forward, but while also being centered and grounded in the present. And so I will give you over to Sharon. Thank you, Dean.
Yeah.
Hi to the other Dean. Secrets
Yeah.
of the Red Moon.
Yep. Um, yeah, it's the same message that keeps coming up. In fact, sorry, who are we reading for?
Oh, it's Dean James.
Yes, I knew. Okay, I knew it was the other Dean. Okay. Same thing. The energy of the reading is, the argy bargy cards, the stuff whirling around our heads, the thoughts and ideas and beliefs that don't serve us and are holding us back. So that seems to be the theme of today, that we need to cut loose from those. First card, again, there's the stinking thinking and the habits and things that don't serve us anymore. We need to take care of ourselves. We've got to make that decision. It's time, because the world needs us, needs our spiritual help. It's time to walk away from that old stinking thinking life. And here's the Page of Swords. He's young. You've got to cut out with surgical precision, cut out those nasty thoughts and beliefs that are false about yourself, and to step up, because we're all ready for a rebirth. Here's the Empress, and she's the start of new things, creativity, of pregnant with possibilities. This is your new life. Because if you don't grab that opportunity to move on spiritually, you're going to remain in your head and be worried about this silly world of ours, or 3D world, and what's going on, and don't care about what the institutions, what people say about us, about the church, government, whatever. That doesn't matter. What matters is what's best for you. You need to. This is seeing life from a different viewpoint, different perspective. But you've got, that's right, rebirth, begin anew.
Yeah.
And you and we're all going through this. It's not just you, Dean. This is the theme of these readings today, is that we got to leave that negative stuff behind and work on those habits and relationships that are not working for us. We have to leave them behind. Be kind to ourselves, love ourselves, and see things differently.
Mm-hmm. And I love how we both got perspective cards.
Yes.
Him with the King of Swords being the high up, the bird eyes view, and then the Hangman, but looking at that perspective, I love that. That is very cool. And
he totally relates to the message. Good. Yeah. Well,
yes,
it's a great message for all of us. It seems they're so similar today.
Mm-hmm. And so I did pull a card for the collective, like I had promised Queen and Sheridan, and Dean popped in too. So I just went ahead and pulled one from the Unshakable Inner Peace, and it's I love it. It says creative adventure on it. So I am just going to go ahead, and this is the card. I just love this deck with all the crystals and the purples and the pinks. And it says here, take responsibility for your life as a creative adventure. So you can't end a show on creativity with a creative card. Hey, Brenda. So it says here's the prompt journal for the journal if you want to. How can you live with more meaning, integrity, authenticity? They go hand in hand, and truth. So that's all about authenticity. So coming together, just holding her hands and shining that beautiful divine light of who you are, that authenticity, stand in your integrity, stand in your truth, and let that guide you on, like it says here, your new creative adventure.
Okay, I got the same card that I pulled before and this is from the
Hi, Karen.
I'm trying to think. Oh, this is from African Goddess Rising.
Mm-hmm.
And it is the same card of giving and receiving. See, again, you need to be open to what spirit is trying to tell you, and strengthening your gifts, but also to pass on and give to others. So we have to be open to receive and then give to others. And if we're in that stinking thinking, we can't do that. So we've got to practice. Stand there even at the night under the moonlight and go like this, like just embrace spirit.
Beautiful. Well, perfect cards to end a wonderful show. And thank you, everybody, everyone who came in last minute too to show their support. Brenda Tarot, everybody, please check out Brenda. She does shows with now Sharon.
I'm reading with Brenda tomorrow.
There you go.
I'm trying to think. Is it 4:00? I think it's 4:00 Pacific time, 7:00.
And Queen, great reminder and inspiration for a collective read. Most definitely, I agree with you, Queen.
Yeah, it's 4:00 Pacific, so that's 7:00 Eastern time. And I'm reading with Brenda. She's a fantastic medium and reader.
Mm-hmm. She's been very supportive of me, my channel, and other fellow readers.
Oh, yeah, she's wonderful. Another fellow Canadian.
She's a little gem in our community.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Just making sure I didn't miss. Queen said that was a beautiful reading for Dean. Yes, all of our readings today were very nice.
They were.
Um,
We were on fire. Isn't it interesting how similar the reads were? Same.
mhm. Yepers. So everybody, let's see, what do I got really quick? So you have anything else coming up besides Brenda and you tomorrow?
Uh, well, I have Brenda tomorrow. Every Wednesday, I'm with Sisters of the Mystical
Yeah.
Tarot. Wednesdays it's changed its time, 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. And you can hear the dog. She's saying she wants to be let out. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to skedaddle here. But yeah, I've got. I think next week I'm doing some readings with Jane. Let me take a look here.
Hey Dean, sorry, sweetheart, but we're ending the show. Sharon's a little pooped, and I'm
Yeah,
kind of, we've been on for about almost 2 hours. So
yeah.
but
Next
hey,
Thursday
next
is
time.
Jane the Seeker, 9 a.m. on my channel, Pacific time. So
Very
I'm
cool.
sure I'll be doing other things too, collabs.
For this
Just
week, I have
getting
my
into it again.
yes, for me this week. For tomorrow night, Allison and I will be doing our show at 8 o'clock, and on Sunday, Jeff Bailey, Tarot Ask Backwards, and I will be welcoming a new reader in our community. He's a poet. He goes by 999 ASMR Tarot. And so we are going to be working on acrostic poems. So if you like poetry and mixed with tarot cards, come on by 8 o'clock as well on my channel on Sunday. And everybody, again, thank you for joining Sharon and I. It was such a wonderful show.
It's
And
been
we
a
will,
while. Thank you
yes,
for
it
having me
has
on.
been. And be sure to subscribe, check out Sharon's channel, everybody else who has a channel in the chat. And we will see you all on the next show. Have a
Okay.
great rest.